Hello, everyone. Well, as you know, it's been quite a while since I last spoke with you. Probably about a month, um, maybe a little less than a month since I last spoke with you. And in that time, several events have occurred, and the most notable event that occurred was the airlines. Yes, there's something wrong with our beloved airplanes. Our beloved airplanes are faulty. Our beloved airplanes are failing. Our beloved airplanes are going to heck. And people are going to heck with it. And so there was a crash between an airplane and a helicopter in Pennsylvania. And there was a flight from Minneapolis to Toronto. When it touched down in Toronto, the wheels didn't come down. The wheels didn't descend for the landing gear, and the plane twisted. The wing exploded, and the other wing had lift, so it flipped over the entire plane onto its belly, or not onto its belly, onto its top. Its top side was flipped upside down. The people were hanging from their seats, so it went belly up. And fortunately, miraculously, nobody died. But it could have been so much worse. Could have been. Could have been so much worse. And this hits close to home for me, and because I've been thinking of taking airplane rides myself, and it's not safe. It's not safe anymore. So what do you think is causing all of these problems with the planes all at once? All at one time. All at one time. Boom, 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 boom. There's nothing, 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 nothing for decades. And then all of a sudden, boom, 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 boom. There's a bunch of airplane crashes and disasters. Well, it had to be sabotage, right? It had to be sabotage, because what else would cause these planes to flip? Now let's speculate on who could cause this sabotage of these airplanes. Who has it within their power to sabotage an airplane? Well, it could be a terrorist attack. Could be a terrorist attack on our infrastructure here in America, trying to cause airplane crashes. It could be terrorists. But it also could possibly be the elites. And I think the elites have it in for the rest of us. They don't want us taking airplane rides. They don't want us taking airplane rides. They don't want us going anywhere at all. They want us to stay right here on terra firma, here in America where we're planted. So they want us to stay put. And they want to scare us out of taking airplane rides because they want us to stay put. So how do they get us to stay put? How do they prevent us from taking airplane rides? By causing a bunch of airplane disasters all at once, right? It's got to be sabotage. There's no way. There's just no way there could be so many airplane crashes all at once with almost no crashes at all for so many years. It's got to be deliberate. There's got to be a agent provocateur. And I think this agent provocateur could be one of the elites. I'm not going to speculate on which elite it happens to be, just that it's the elites. Because they're the only ones with the motive to cause a bunch of airplane crashes. And now what is happening in our federal government? Well, Trump has instituted a new institution, a new government department, and it's the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE. Yes, DOGE. DOGE is been tasked with dismantling our government. He's doing away with the Department of Education. He's slashing government workers in the Social Security Department, which he promised not to touch. He promised not to touch people's Social Security benefits, but he's already slashing workers in the Social Security Department. And he's been going after Medicaid, Medicare. He's been slashing a bunch of stuff, and he gave a speech just a couple of nights ago. Just a couple of nights ago, he gave a speech, and in his speech, he made all sorts of claims, which I just do not believe. I think he made it up, just like he made up all of those voter fraud scandals that he invented. He invented the voter fraud, and he had a whole bunch of them lined up, a whole bunch of voter fraud incidents that he had lined up that he blasted people with all at once, and it was all fake. It was all phony. He made it up. Well, he used the same tactic, only now talking about his Department of Government Efficiency. He said, we did this and this and this and this and this, and this was waste, and this was fraud, and this was waste, and this was fraud. And so he mentioned a whole bunch of things. And I didn't buy it. I did not buy it. I did not buy that they spent $45 million to make mice transgender. And he repeated some of the numbers over and over, like 45 million. I think there were like 3 spending bills that were 45 million because he couldn't think of anything else to say. Just made it all up on the fly. 45 million for this, 45 million for that, 45 million for the next thing. He said they spent 45 million to make mice transgender. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. And, he doesn't like transgender people. So why would he like transgender mice? He doesn't. So he knows that his followers disapprove of transgender mice also. So he knew what to say to rile them up. Transgender mice. Where do you even get that from? How do you prove the mouse is transgender? It could just be gay. It could be a gay mouse. How do you prove a mouse is transgender? They wouldn't have a category like that, and it was so obvious. It was so evident that he made all this stuff up. It was glaringly obvious that he was lying his butt off, and I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. It's ridiculous. It's just so ridiculous, all of his lies that he makes up on the fly. And I didn't like the way he treated Zelensky, even though I will admit that yes, Zelensky may have brought us to the purposes of World War III and World War. And yes, he may have brought us to the precipice of nuclear Armageddon. But if he's dangerous, if Zelensky is dangerous, then he should not have handled Zelensky the way he did by shouting at him. He took a big risk, Donald Trump. He took a big gamble in shouting at Zelensky. Because Zelensky, he's got uranium, and the plans for the nuclear weapon are out there. Everybody knows how a nuclear weapon is assembled, at least I think they do. And it's no secret. It's no secret how to make a dirty bomb, for example. So if Zelensky is dangerous, why is Trump shouting at him? Why is Trump provoking him deliberately? Why is Trump playing the agent provocateur? Why is he taking Putin's side? Ooh, ew, yuck, gross. What a total gross out that is. Taking Putin's side. So, yeah, Trump hasn't been doing too hot recently, and we can see that that my instincts were right to say that you shouldn't vote for him. Because now that you voted for him, now he's doing these things like dismantling the Department of Education, just devastating our national government, making us less safe, and the cost of eggs, that he hasn't controlled the cost of eggs. Cost of eggs is sky high, and they're thinking of vaccinating the birds now. They're thinking of vaccinating the birds against the bird flu. So then we'll have vaccine in our eggs. You just wanted vaccine in your eggs, didn't you? Yeah, Trump doesn't have such hot ideas. But so enough about Trump for a while. What are these elites planning for us? Well, they don't want us to leave the country, that's for certain, because they've caused all of these plane disasters in a bid to scare us. Still, even with all of these plane crashes that have been happening recently, the incident of plane crashes is very low, as still safe to fly. It's hard to tell people that because it seems not safe to fly because of all of these crashes that have been happening. And near misses. They put the near misses on TV too. But it's still safe to fly. It's just getting dicey out there because of cuts. There's air traffic controllers who are losing their jobs now, and I think they maybe brought the air traffic controllers back the next day, but they want to cut everything. They want to cut everything, including NOAA, the North Atlantic. No, that's not right. It's National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. So they want to slash NOAA, and that's where our air traffic controllers come from, is NOAA. So we're not going to have enough air traffic controllers for travel, and we're not going to have a Department of Education to educate children, and we're not going to have Social Security workers to process our Social Security benefits or to take calls from us. It's just complete devastation. I might not even be able to get a job if I can't reach the Social Security Administration to tell them that I took a job. They make you report it within a week. And if you don't report it, they charge you with fraud and call you off to jail. Oh, and if you can't reach them, what do you do? If you're online on hold for, you can't work that day. You have to take a whole day off work to reach them because they're only there Monday through Friday, business hours. What if you have to take a whole day off of work to reach them, to let them know that you have a job and you can't reach them all day long? That's a shame. That's a real shame. And they've changed the system too. They used to let you get a call back from them, schedule a call back and then they call you back. They don't do that anymore. They just hang up on you and say, try again later, goodbye. Try again later, goodbye. Try again later, goodbye. And it's awful. It's awful. And, I'm really concerned with the direction that Trump is taking this country, and Musk. Musk is taking our country in this direction. You have to have workers for the Social Security Administration. You have to this zero sum game where they cut spending to zero and then make everyone get approval for each of their expenditures. They're doing the same thing with the government now. Musk did it with his company, with Twitter that he bought. He cut spending to zero and then made his workers justify each expenditure. Well, he's doing the same thing with the government. He slashed their credit accounts all down to $1. He slashed their credit accounts to $1. I don't know why it wasn't zero, but he gave them $1 at each. And then he's going to make each of them justify each of their expenditures along the way. And who knows what he will approve of and what he won't approve of. I mean, they're treating Trump and Musk like they're gods. They think they're gods. They think they have godly powers, godlike powers to slash government and slash providing for the American people. They're just making poor people's lives into hell so that they can finance tax cuts for Elon Musk, for billionaire class, for the elites, for everyone who's a billionaire or a trillionaire in this country. And there's a trillionaire out there that they're hiding their assets, that they're not revealing that they're trillionaires. Elon Musk is supposedly the richest person on earth, but he's just the biggest blowhard on earth, and flaunts his wealth. Whereas there's people who are even much more wealthy than Musk, who are hiding out there, that hide their wealth from the public view because they don't want people to know that they're trillionaires. It's a secret. So, what do we do? What do we do? Oh. Yeah, and purification is still on. Purification is going well for me, and I've been eating lots of soups and lots of salads. No smoothies yet, though. But what do we do about Trump? Well, we can protest, but that's about all that we can do. And we can write to him, but he probably won't listen. He won't listen. He won't listen to us. Yeah, and Zelensky, he's a dangerous fellow. He can get us involved in World War if he wants to. So we should not be provoking either Putin or Zelensky. That's the way I look at it. Just show a little common sense. Don't shout at Zelensky. And for gosh sakes, this whole thing is just a mess with our government. They're messing with everything. And he said in his speech that he was going to eliminate democracy. He's going to eliminate the Democrats and the Democratic Party and do away with democracy. That's the way he put it. He was going to end democracy. And also he said that he was going to capture the Panama Canal in Greenland. He said that he'd let the people of Greenland vote, but we really need Greenland and we're going to get Greenland. One way or another, he said. First he said he'd let them vote. And then he said we're going to get it one way or another. So Trump is just beyond insane. He's so crazy. And why did people vote for him? I know it was Generation Z. Generation Z would vote for a guy like Trump because they don't know no better. They're just babies. We need to raise the voting age above 30. Yeah, 30 and older, because these young ones, they voted for Trump. They voted him into office. And now we're putting up with Trump's antics once again. He's redone the whole Republican Party in his image. All of the people left in the Republican Party in the Congress are loyalists to Trump. So they're all loyal to Trump. They're all loyalists. So we're going to have to, if we want Trump to be under control, which we do, we want Trump under control. If we want him under control, we're going to have to reverse the course with Congress. We're going to have to get some Democrats in there. and we're going to have to take away his advantage, his lead, his edge, because Trump has done something that isn't even conservative. It's not even conservative. It's not even American, and it's definitely not democratic. He's acting like a god, and he's exercising his godlike powers right now on the American people. I mean, you voted for a felon. What did you expect? I mean, the guy's a dictator and a career criminal, and tried to take over our government with his followers, and then he pardons them all. He pardons every one of them. Well, what did you expect? What did you expect? Voting for him again? I mean, oh. So the only thing we can do is look forward to getting through the next 2 years. Just hang out. Just hang tight for the next 2 years, and then vote everyone out of the Congress that's a career Republican that's dedicated to loyal to Trump. Just wipe the slate clean just to vote for as many Democrats as you can. But I mean, because there's got to be checks and balances. Got to have checks and balances. Without checks and balances, you don't have a free society. We're all freer for checks and balances. So Trump needs some checks and balances really badly, because he's going against all of our institutions that we've come to rely on all of these years. Well, I'm Sarah Jane Alphawolf signing off. You guys have a terrific week, and purification will last. I'll let you know when purification is over. I will inform you, and then you can keep track on your own. I'll see you next time.